2.
Are you thinking about getting the 29-inch Sunday High C, but you're not sure if it fits your style or if you want to go in this direction? You might be thinking about, is a gear ratio going to make it different? I'm trying to jump my bike. Is this going to hold up? Hey, I want to do wheelies. Is this the right bike for me? All these questions and all the questions that all the other shops are not telling you, I'm going to tell you everything about this bike and if you should go in this direction and get this bike. So yeah, let's get to it. This is the Sunday High C complete 29-inch BMX bike. This thing has a bunch of colors that it comes available, but if you see the color that you love, make sure you buy it because all of them are limited edition and they're not going to come back. So swoop those things up at stackbmx.com and get your favorite color. Notice too that the graphics slightly change, but most of the parts are relatively similar, and we're going to go through them and I'm going to tell you a couple different things that we see that are the same and kind of some things that might be a little bit different. So starting off with the brakes, we got the Avid brake lever. This one's reversible, so if you like to ride left hand or right hand, you can flip it over. It's exactly the same, which is pretty cool. I know some moto guys, they like using the left hand for the brake, and this works perfect, so you can swap it over. It doesn't look weird. Also, it's specifically designed for V-brakes. If you have problems with your brakes not stopping, basically where you pull the lever in and it goes all the way to the grip, it feels spongy even if it's hitting. That's because you have the wrong brake lever for the brakes that you have. V-brakes take a lot of cable to be pulled in order for the brakes to work good. So that's why the other brakes levers don't work on it. So using this one pulls a lot of cable and allows the brakes to work really, really well. So even if you're feathering it or if you need a hard pull and a quick stop, these things are going to take care of any of that stuff that you need. Going to the grips, they got the traditional Sunday Cornerstone grips. These are Creighton rubber ribbed grip, and these are just tried and true, nice and soft, grippy. If you're running gloves or you're not, these grips work really well. It also has pretty heavy duty. Is this a Sunday bar end or is that an Odyssey? I can't see from here. Sunday bar end right here. It's super thick, heavy duty. Going to the bars, I didn't even check the size of them, but oh shoot, I got a measuring tape right here. All right, so these bars center from here to center here are how big? Probably 6 inches.
6.5.
About 6.5.
6.5.
Check the specs. Nah, they're 6. 6 inches tall bars and 29 wide. So yeah, pretty standard bar, nice and low. Give you a lot of control. They feel really good. They look really nice. I've seen a lot of bikes that have some bars that look really horrible, but these look really nice. Going to the stem, we got the 48 mil Sunday free stem. This is a drop forged aluminum stem. So how they make this is they get a bunch of chunks of aluminum, they smash it in a mold, and then this thing pops out. It makes it super strong and affordable, so you get the best of both worlds. Definitely a good stem. Really good clamping power. If you're having problems with your bars moving forward and backwards, you might think about getting this stem. Going to the fork cap right here, we got a 5 mil or 6 mil bolt right here with a probably a 6061 aluminum or 7075 top bolt clamp. This is a compression bolt that sucks your whole headset down and it keeps it all tight. Having the large aluminum one right here looks really cool because it's flat and it's recessed. It just looks really nice compared to some of those big ones that stick out or just look a little weird. Going to the headset, you have the FSA integrated sealed headset connected with the integrated head tube. Notice how this head tube is machined down and it's really sharp and just has a really distinct style. Looks pretty good. This one does not come with gyro tabs, so you cannot run a gyro on this bicycle, but it just looks pretty nice. The steer tube right here is a full chrome ollie steer tube, but when you go down to the legs, they're high tensile steel, but they taper from large to small. You probably won't damages unless you're casing jumps or something like that. So if you're doing wheelies, you should hold up pretty fine. I haven't seen too many of these forks. Actually, I haven't seen any of these forks come back warranty, or they just need to get a fork because they bent it. So I definitely think these are pretty heavy duty. Going to the front wheel, we have a 3/8 heavy duty chromoly axle that's a little bit longer, so if you do want to ride pegs you can. It also has this heavy duty chromoly axle nut. This one has a large flange on it and a large nut to prevent it from stripping out and to give your peg and your dropout more support. So you can run a peg on this, no problem. Going to the front hub, we got an aluminum hub with the sealed bearing in there. So it's very low maintenance and it just rides really smooth, super lightweight, and it's got a nice laser logo right there. This thing is laced with stainless steel spokes that are powder coated black, and you got chrome plated brass nipples, and then you got a double wall alloy rim with a Maxxis torch tire wrapped on this thing, and I mean your standard inner tube. Going to the seat, we have the Sunday badge seat in the railed version. If you look under here, they have rails. So you got chromoly rails, and on the top we have the Sunday badge logo right here. This is a nylon top. Oh, it's not nylon. No, I'm sorry. Vinyl top right here, and it's just got this embossing right here. Very simple, very smooth. Going to the seat post, it's got your basic alloy seat post. This is 27.2 millimeter seat post. It is pretty long, so you can ride your seat post pretty high. I think it goes down to about here, so you could raise it up even higher than this. Going to the seat clamp, it has a quick release Sunday alloy seat clamp. This thing looks pretty nice, easy to adjust. Just makes it easy for you to raise and lower your seat. This thing is dope because you could lower it down, lower your seat to jump, but then when you're riding uphill or going long distance, you could raise the seat and ride comfortably. So I think that's pretty rad. Going to the rear brakes, we got your standard alloy V brakes. They got some good soft brake pads on here. Combined with that Avid lever, the brakes work really well, so you definitely won't have problems with that. Going down to the pedals, we got the Odyssey Twisted Pro pedal. This one's a little bit beefier than the original Twisted pedal, but these things are heavy duty, have large pins, big wide body, practically indestructible, and then have a heavy duty chromoly axle to keep it from bending. And then we got 175 chromoly, yep, there are 175 cranks. I want to check that because the specs say that. I just want to make sure that they didn't change this on this actual model, but they are 175 chromoly cranks with the 8-spline spindle and sealed mid bottom bracket in here. Also, you got the saber tooth alloy sprocket. This thing is like 7 millimeters thick. It comes in the 27 tooth, and this thing's heavy duty, has chamfered teeth right here, so your chain is going to ride a little bit smoother. And then it's connected to the KMC K1 heavy duty chain. This one has thicker side plates, and it's the inner plates are taller, and they're also ramped to cause your chain alignment to be a little bit smoother than just your traditional chain. Going to the back wheel, we have the same tire. This one is a 2.1 torch tire, same as the front. Got the same rim, we got the same spoke nipples, and then we got the Sunday sealed rear 3/8 axle rear hub, and there is a 13 tooth Odyssey freewheel on this as well, connecting the whole bike together and making it the same gear ratio as most bikes. Going to the main thing, I would say, is the frame, and then we also got to talk about the gear ratio and some of the things that maybe deter people from buying this, and maybe some things that make people want to buy this bike. So going to the frame, you got a 23.5 inch top tube. So from center here to center here, it's going to be 23.5 inch top tube. I'm pretty sure, I thought I said that. It might say 23. Look at the specs again. But that's going to give you a lot of room. This frame is a full chromoly frame right here. It's saying that. Head tube, top tube, down tube, seat tube, chain stays, seat stays, dropouts, bottom bracket, everything chromoly. It also has this gusset on the bottom down here, so that thing looks pretty sweet. We got the cool graphics here. The standover is pretty tall, so I definitely like that, but it's not super tall. Looking at the different bikes, I think the Throne Goon has a little bit taller standover. But this one's still pretty tall and still looks pretty nice without being too big. Going to the chain stays and the seat stays, if you notice, the rear end is relatively short. Look at how close that tire is to that seat tube. Looks pretty freaking... Looks pretty close. I don't know, it just looks like a really nice frame. Look at the dropouts. The dropouts are really clean. They look like they're laser cut. Really sharp edges on it. The chain stays and seat stays are pinched. Looks pretty sweet. All the welds come up to the top tube from the seat stays. The bottom bracket's real simple. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, but overall, this bike's a pretty nice bike if you want to jump. You want to take it to the skate park, you want to do wheelies or do anything like that. If you're concerned about the gear ratio, a lot of customers purchase this bicycle, and what they do is they're not too familiar with it. They just like the price point and the colorway and stuff like that, but they might want to go in a different direction. With that said, is if you like this bike, it's in your price point, definitely go towards it. If you're not going to be wanting to switch out any of the drivetrain. So if you're not going to switch out the drivetrain, the rear hub or the front sprocket, I would definitely get this bicycle. But if you want to change those out in colors and do stuff like that, that's going to be a little bit more heart surgery. And keep that in mind, your sprockets and your hubs and stuff like that, that gets really expensive. If you're trying to do that, I would definitely recommend maybe looking at a different bike if you're set on a certain sprocket. A lot of people don't realize is that you can't put a lot of the popular 33 tooth or 36 tooth sprockets on this bike. And if you do, you're going to have to buy a new wheel. You're going to have to buy a new drive system up here, a new chain, and it's going to cost you about $300. So that's starting. So that's almost the cost of a whole bike when you really think about it. By the time you start getting into all that, definitely isn't the direction you want to go. If you're just switching out the parts over here in the front, all the other little things, you're totally fine. If you want to start to dirt jump, maybe more of a freestyle or BMXer, this might be the direction to go to, because this is more designed as like a BMX bike. But if you're into the bike life, doing wheelies and stuff like that, this bike can totally do it, because it does have the short rear end and everything like that. But if you want to kind of keep up with the Joneses and copycat and kind of do what everybody else is doing, this definitely wouldn't be the direction I would tell you, because the drivetrain is going to cost you a lot of money to switch all that stuff out. So be ready for that. If you're trying to add disc on here, you can do it, but like I said, you're also going to be spending quite a bit of money. It's going to be hard to find that same rear hub without buying a custom profile hub or something similar to that. But keep that in mind. I'm telling you this right now, nobody knows it, but actually Profile is coming out with a more cost-effective a disc hub, which is going to be a Profile Mini and should be available by the time you're watching this video. So you can get a Profile Mini with the disc to mount up to here, but that is still going to be a little bit more, and it's going to cost you a lot more to actually customize this situation. So if you're more of a BMXer or are not changing the gear ratio on this bike, I would say this bike would be perfect for you. If you're more into the bike life, doing wheelies, you want to customize your bike like your old school 20-inch bike and all that other stuff, this might not be the one for you. I would look for a bike that has a 33 or 36 tooth sprocket and go from there. But if you're a super avid BMXer and you just want the dopest stuff like that you can possibly get your hands on, then go with anything that you want and go ahead and drop all the money, customize it, make it your own, and just have fun riding BMX. But yeah, if you're interested in getting the Sunday high C bike, definitely get this one, because we got a water bottle bolts here so you can mount a speaker, water bottle cage, anything like that. Just a dope bike in general. So if you want a cruiser, you want a cost-effective bike, you just want something to ride and have a good time, this is an awesome bike to get, where you don't have to put any more money into it. You can just ride it, have a good time, enjoy yourself. All right, well, that's it for the explain and review on the Sunday High C 29-inch BMX bike. We'll see you next time.